I am super excited to be launching this. Some of you watched Meet Me in the Morning, which ran for about 90 days straight. I took a break, retooled, and now I'm launching another video blog, which I'm going to get into. I'm going to tell you all about it. I'm running Instagram Live. It's going to be on Facebook Live. And as I get started here, first of all, let me know you can hear me. And as I do this, when I get on here, the one thing I want to do is invite people and invite you to share it with people that you know this is going to be of value to. Share it. I mean, I'm going to get into the content here to give you an introduction of what this is going to be. But the first thing is that this is about you. This is a place you can step into. It's about your personal movement of freedom. But let me just invite some folks, and as I'm doing that, say hello to me. Let me know if you were on the Meet Me in the Morning that was the prior video blog. And then invite somebody. Feel free to share this at will. This is something that is going to run for the next 100 days. This is number one. This is the first one. It's always great to be at the beginning of something, the precipice, the vanguard of something that could be amazing, that could be a life change for you. And you may say that sounds exaggerated or whatever, but why don't you just give it a try and find out what it could mean for you? You know, what can this mean for you and your life? I'm just a vehicle, I'm just a voice. I have a message that I want to share that I know is powerful, and I know based on the stories of last time what this has meant for people. I've gotten the stories, I've heard the testimonies of people that jumped in, and what's really cool, some of this stuff happened outside of these videos, relationships that were getting formed, the community that was built, the bonds that were formed, and just giving people a safe place to deal with some of their stuff, and which created change. And so as I'm inviting people, I ask you to share it. And as I'm doing this, I want you to think about, what is it for you? What is it for you between now and the end of this year, regardless of the year you've had so far? Just take a moment, and as you're listening to me, just think about, what would you want to happen between now and the end of the year? One thing. You don't have to overcomplicate it. I believe in certainly keeping things very simple. And I'm just finishing up inviting. So welcome, say hello to me, and don't leave me hanging. Hey, good morning, everyone. What's up, Conchetta? So this is Free Will Dream Movement Daily. This is a daily video blog. It's going to happen mostly in the morning. It's going to happen mostly Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends. And what is this thing about? Why should you listen? What does it mean for you? Why is it different? So let me jump into that right away. Let me tell you why this is different and why this is going to be so powerful. And I can tell you, based on the last video blog that I did, the stories, the people that changed, forgiveness that happened after 20 years, behaviors that were uncovered after a decade of the wrong behavior. And when I think about that, somebody with the wrong behavior they don't know about, it's a blind spot. Because it's one thing to know where your issues are and to seek freedom from those things, like knowing, okay, I want to let go of this. But having a community like this where you uncover a blind spot, something new, a new distinction, and behaviors that have changed after a decade, to me that's so powerful. So I want to invite you to share this because I know how powerful this is going to be between now and the end of the year. Here's the deal. I'm going to tell you my story, a quick version, because we're doing this quickly, but I had issues. And the issue was based on my story, coming from a broken home, coming from a rough upbringing, dealing with not personal substance abuse, but that was a possibility for me, but having that in my family, that I believed that I was missing something, that I was broken, or I needed to figure it out. That everybody was up here and I was down here, like literally, felt like I wasn't good enough. And I know that those feelings probably visit everybody, but for me, it was like it was like a known blind spot. Like I knew it was there, but it was almost like a blind spot because I didn't know how to get rid of it because it was just part of my identity. But it was false. So as you're stepping into this, maybe you stumbled across it, maybe you were on Free Will Dream or the Meet Me in the Morning series, which I did last time, but what is it for you maybe as you're thinking about this? So as this Free Will Dream movement daily unfolds, it's about community. It's about your personal movement of freedom. What has held you back? What challenges have you been dealt with that you seem to just keep coming up that you can't seem to get on the other side of it? Maybe it's a relationship. And I got a relationship seminar coming up October 7th and 8th, but that's a whole nother story. But maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's you went through a loss. Maybe you're dealing with a life change. It's the next chapter. Maybe you're an empty nester. Maybe you just never felt like you landed in a career or a passion that's something you can drive and you feel good about getting up in the morning. Maybe you just want to feel good about getting up in the morning. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you've had a lot of success in your life, but you've kind of plateaued and maybe you want to contribute more. Maybe there's a voice that keeps coming up in your mind. Maybe you don't know what it is, but you just have a feeling that there's something more for you to do. And I say it's like unfinished business for you. And so as you step into this community and you're listening to my voice today, I want you to think about a couple things. I want you to think about, number one, what is it that you want by the end of the year? So we're set an intention. Set an intention, right? An outcome. So my outcome, and as we're talking about that, it would be fair for me to lay my outcome. My outcome is your personal movement of freedom, that you get free once and for all from whatever that thing is. Sometimes we think there's a lot of things broken. We think there's a lot of things we need to fix, maybe. I would suggest maybe it's one or two things we need to change, tweak, adjust. The 2 millimeter shift, a minor shift. It's like when you hit the golf ball, it's only like a millimeter shift that makes the ball go straight and narrow. So it's thinking about those things. Matt's sharing international speaking appointments. So he wants to be an international speaker. What is it for you by the end of the year? And as you're thinking about what that outcome is, because for me, this outcome is to help you, is to build this community. Whether you are actively involved in this, you can certainly be active, you can be passive, you can just pop it on and listen. I don't care. Just step in. Step in and think about what your outcome is between now and the end of the year. And as I'm giving you information, I want you to get free. I want you to think about the blind spot. What's the limitation? My limitation was everybody was here, I was down here, constantly trying to figure it out. Like I was going to get information. This is the difference with this. I thought I was going to get information that was going to change something, or I was going to get to a level of success that was going to make me feel something. This is it. I finally got it. I finally figured it out because I got this information. I went to this seminar. I listened to Tony Robbins. I listened to Zig Ziglar. I met Darren Hardy. Did all these things. But really, at the end of the day, it was about letting go. It was about uncovering the blind spot. And for me, it was a known blind spot, that background feeling that something's missing, I'm broken, or whatever, based on my story, based on my broken family history or whatever. And then I realized nothing's broken. Nothing's broken. And for you, nothing's broken. You are an amazing individual that has overcome so much right now. And if I could reach through here and talk about your personal story, I would find the gold and I would create the value for you. And so my outcome is for you to get free, stay present, and move forward. Uncover the blind spot while keeping an eye on what that thing is that you want, but that thing that you want might change, and we'll get into that. But if you can get free yourself from the limitations, unlimited possibilities open up for you. Can you feel that? Get free, right? Free yourself, seek it. What do you want to be, do, have, give, feel, and or experience? And what is it that's been holding you back? What do we need to let go of? So the intent is to get free from those things, stay present, and move forward toward fulfillment. And as I unfold this, you're going to hear that fulfillment is a now thing. That's the stay present part. What are you grateful for? Religion held me back. So that sounds like maybe that there was a strict doctrine. Did you come from a very legalistic background in religion? You know, it had to be a certain way. You had to be a certain way, and you lived in a box, and you never had the chance to express yourself. And let me talk about the story here, because I said here, get free, stay present, move forward. Welcome to your personal movement. What is your personal movement of freedom? And why is this what you've been waiting for? This is what you've been waiting for, because I'm telling you, there's all kinds of programs out there. Hack this, 7 secrets to this and that, and all these things, which is great. Okay, those things are great. But why this is different is because this is going to be a freedom of what's been holding you back. Because if we can remove the limitations, all things become possible. Because what happens is you get information, you get more information, you get more information, you're seeking, you're searching, you're finding, you're grabbing, you're getting, you're attending sermons, seminars, speeches, lectures, the next course, the education. But meanwhile, there's this little thing underneath, which is the blind spot. And we want to uncover that blind spot. We want to get free from that. How wouldn't it be great just to be able to wake up in the morning just knowing that you are on purpose. You're living out your dream. You're living out your mission, your passion, your purpose, and fulfillment is right now. That's why this is going to be different, because this is going to focus on what has been holding you back. So and this is going to happen kind of automatically in the background. Like, what is it that's been holding you back? While I'm going to give you some great information, I'll go through some of the topics. And then I wrote down fleas and elephants. Elephants, baby elephants in the circus. I talked about this on the last series, but this is so paramount to my point. Elephants. What do elephants and fleas have to do with this? Baby elephants, when they are trained to go into the circus, what they do is they put a big chain ring around their ankle, and they chain them to a post, an immovable post, so that when they have that chain around their ankle, they can't run away. Let's face it, an elephant's a big animal. Even a baby elephant is a big animal. But with this chain around the ankle, it's attached to a post. The elephant cannot run away. And here's what happens. The baby elephant grows up to be an enormous, powerful, beautiful creature that goes into the circus and performs, right? We've all seen that before. But what happens is when the elephant's not performing, or they have it on the side, they put the same chain, same big ring on the elephant's ankle, and they literally put it a small chain with a little stake in the ground. And the elephant's connected that chain equals I can't move. I can't go anywhere. Even though that elephant could rip that stake out of the ground and probably barrel through a wall because it's so incredibly powerful, this little ring attached to this little stake in the ground keeps that elephant from going anywhere. And I would venture to say for you that maybe this blind spot is that thing for you. That you're an incredibly talented person, but the conditioning of the ring. What is your ring around you, around your mental or psychological ankle that's preventing you from moving forward?